I was going to ask you about that culture you talk about, the way they approach the game that's rubbed off on you. You mentioned going to the gym a lot, but just what are some examples of that things that you're getting by being around these guys every day?
Yeah. I mean, it literally, you can go through the whole team and everybody's, but specific, I mean, examples, Davion works on his shot constantly, and he is always in the gym with Rem Backamus, one of the managers, and he just works so hard on it, and now he's shooting lights out right now. And Jonathan never leaves the gym. He's literally there like 6-7 hours a day. It's ridiculous. And he's only played basketball for 4 years, and now he's one of the best bigs in the country, in my opinion. It's just like when everybody's on that same wavelength, it just like, you know, it doesn't feel like you're doing extra. It feels like you're doing what you need to be doing, you know, when you're doing extra. So
do you have a good feel right now for where this team is heading into the gauntlet of your scheduled Big 12 play?
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, I think we're the best team in the country. I think a lot of other people think that too. But, you know, we try not to, like, think about that too much, just focus on every game. But I think the reason we're so good is, you know, obviously, besides the fact that we have a bunch of talented guys, is that everybody's so bought into just trying to play good basketball. Like, you know, Jared was an All-American last year, and, you know, he's trying to change his play style to, like, fit the team needs right now. Like, Davion had 6 points, 12 assists yesterday. Jared had, like, 14 points, 13 assists the other day. Like, either of those guys can go somewhere else and average crazy point totals, but they're really bought into the system and, like, winning, you know. And those guys, you know, they're considering NBA type stuff, you know, and they're still bought into the team at the same time. So a lot of respect to, you know, everybody for that.
Yeah, Matt, I want to ask you about a play that I think it was a couple games ago, and we talked to John Jacobs. There was a play where you were driving the lane, and I mean, you've made the right decision 90% of the time, but in this one, you charged and you had Jared Butler on the wing. I mean, when you look at that, I mean, are you? I mean, you're an aggressive player, and I love that. And I remember watching you in high school, and you know, I think you were not that. You deferred more, and you know, I think you made it an emphasis to be really aggressive once you got to Baylor, which I think has really benefited you. And you know, I always err on the side of aggression, but talk about that, you know, like, I guess your processing of, you know, just being able to make the right read and, you know, the maturation process there.
Yeah. Well, that play, I don't like, you know, I apologized to Jared immediately after, because I was like, I missed you. But I thought the big that came up and took the charge, or whoever it was, I thought he was going to stay back with John, and I thought I was going to get like a dunk, and he didn't. I just made the wrong read. Like, it was simple as that. It had nothing to do with me trying to be selfish at all. You know, like, it was just a bad play on my end. But you know, I try to buy into what the team's doing. I'm not trying to, like, I'm aggressive, but I try not to be a selfish player. So just a bad read, you know.
Talk about your defensive evolution. I mean, we've noticed that you've really improved on the defensive end, and you know, you keep getting better and better in that regard. I think the Illinois game was really a great you know, I guess tape game for you on the defensive end. You know, you made, you know, some steals, some blocks. I mean, what's your thinking as far as like your maturation on the defensive end of the ball?
Well, the 25 pounds helped a lot, because I didn't really lose a step quickness wise, and now, you know, it's just like little things, like the bump when a guard's driving, I don't move as much, or you know, boxing out, make my way a little easier. But it has to do with that, and also just, you know, being a little bit more bought in. Like how I was saying, I don't have to deal with a lot of those thoughts that I was dealing with the last 2 years. Like, I just kind of got rid of those, and but I think it's a combination of that and just gaining a lot of weight and not losing a step. And Charlie's amazing in the weight room, so, you know, yeah.
Now, how do big guys, or tall guys, I guess, approach weightlifting, especially a guy that, like you did, plays on, that's big but also plays on the perimeter a lot? I mean, are you lifting heavy stuff? I don't know. I've always wondered that about basketball players, how they might lift differently than like a football guy.
Yeah, Charlie, I mean, he has so many different days for us. Like, he does like speed days, and then he does like quick lift days and he does like heavy days. He just is always switching it up and basing it on like our needs for that day, because we're practicing a lot and we're playing a lot of games, and so he just bases it on the day. But I mean, as far as like what I know, I'm not an expert on that. Charlie does an amazing job, and clearly like people keep calling us like grown men on the court, and it's like we're an old, mature team, but Charlie is the best strength coach in the nation. So
yeah. No, it's very noticeable the strength that you've put on and just how much more sturdy you are. Who are your guys? Who are your like guys to hang out with on the team? What do you like to do away from the court? I think everyone wonders what you might be like when you're not in the Farrell Center shooting hoops. What do you like to do?
I hang with my roommates are Jared, Mark, and Jackson, and we're always hanging out. But but I hang out with the freshmen a lot too. So like Zach, LJ, Dane, and some of the managers. We just be playing video games, playing 2K. LJ is the most annoying trash talker you've ever heard. I just be hanging out with those guys. But.
Is there that foursome you mentioned that's roommates? I mean, tell me what that dynamic's like in the apartment or whatever. Who's the cook? Who's the slob? Who's the clean guy?
I'm the slob. They're trying to force me to be better.
Right.
Mark's really clean. Jackson, literally, he makes the same two things every day, and he has his dishes in his room, and then he comes out, makes them, washes it, and brings them back to his room. He's a weird guy. And then Jared don't really be cooking, but But we all just hang out in the living room like all the time. Like, we're not really in our rooms that often unless we're playing video games with each other. So, yeah. Right.
Jared told me a year ago when I interviewed him that you like to play Smash Brothers and watch a lot of YouTube highlights. What do you like to do on YouTube? That's popular these days.
On YouTube, what was I watching today?
Do you watch like NBA? Huh?
Yeah, I love Gordon Hayward, and it's not because he's white. It's because I think we genuinely play similarly.
Yeah.
And
I see that.
But I just be watching different, NBA players and just, nothing crazy, just chilling on there. And then, I do play Smash Bros. I know I'm the best player on the team. I'm probably the best player in the nation. When it comes to any college player, I'd beat them Smash Bros.
Yeah.